Okay, so welcome to another Room Talk Thursday. This would have been a Car Talk Thursday, but my car is currently being borrowed, so I won't have access to it till about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm like, I'd rather just go ahead and record. So here we are. So week update. Number one, finished the first season of Adventure Time earlier this week. Clay and I haven't started season 2 yet. Maybe we'll start it later today. I'm not 100 on that. Either sometime in the later part of the week or early next week we'll go and get it started. I finished playing BioShock. I have my notes written down. Alright, face is really itchy. I need a fucking shave. I've been meaning to... It's one of those things where it's like, the last few days where I've looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I should probably shave, and then I just completely forget to, so, I don't know, hopefully maybe tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow when I talk about the Elf show, I'll be like, hey, look, I'm clean shaven. Or I won't, because I'll have completely forgotten again. Anyways, point. I finished playing BioShock. I'll probably try to get my video out Saturday, maybe tomorrow, but either tomorrow or Saturday, I'll record it and talk about it. I finished playing Mario Wonder. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna do a video on it, but I'm not gonna just do a review of it. Mostly because I'm kind of like, well, there's no story to talk about, so it'd just be presentation and gameplay, and I feel like everything I want to say about the game is just let me gush about how, fun and insane some of these wonder effects are. So really what my video is gonna be, it's like, look, I'm gonna go world by world and just say, these were my favorite wonder effects from World 1, these are my favorite wonder effects from World 2, etc., etc. And I feel like that's probably a better way for me to talk about the game. We'll talk about some other aspects. I really love how the online works. This strong sense of community. I have a couple of friends who will play Death Strand, and you're like, this is actually a Strand type game. I'm like, I will have to take your word for it. And boy, this game being a Strand type game saved my fucking ass a few times. Especially on the final level. It's like, I could not beat it. I'm gonna be dead ass. It's like, I had 99 lives and I finished with 5. And the only reason I beat it is because there was someone with me at the very end. I'm like, thank you. This would have been like a 3-hour sunk cost. Thank you for not making it. So, but I'm looking forward to talking about it. The game is super fucking fun. I haven't started Ruby yet, aside from, the character trailers. I'm honestly planning on doing that today. It's, today for sure. I have this to record. I'm going to record my Survivor video right after. Then I'm either going to write for a bit and then watch Ruby, or I'm going to watch Ruby and then write for a bit. I don't know which, but I kind of want to do both. So I haven't done that yet. So Xenosaga 2. Because I had said... the games I want, the for sure video games I want to play before the end of the year. BioShock, which is done. Wonder, which is done. Klonoa, which I haven't started yet, but it's really, really short. And Xenosaga 2 and 3. And then when those are all done, we'll see, but then it'll probably be Somnium Files 2. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't want to play the second Xenosaga game. I played, the prologue, and from playing the prologue, I'm like, okay, thing number 1... I hate how this game looks. I think the art style in the first game hasn't aged super well. But I kind of dug it, as the game went on. I was like, okay, I can vibe with this. It's an acquired taste, but... that was a weird sentence in my head. I was like, it's an acquired taste, but eventually I liked the taste of it. I'm like... I don't like that. That's fucking weird. But it grew on me. It really did. And then just looking at 2, I'm like, this is such... it's such a strong art shift that I'm just confused as to what I'm looking at. I'm like, that doesn't look like Shion anymore. That doesn't look like Cosmos anymore. Even some of the ones that are more recognizable, like Junior, I'm like, but that just, the face looks off and it looks wrong. Why did you do this? And the little bit of gameplay that I played in the prologue, it's like, this is now how the battle system works. Oh, I don't like this. You took a system that I actually really, really liked And it felt like you just kind of overcomplicated it for no reason. Like, this feels shitty. And from what I understand, yeah, it's kind of shitty. And the game is very backtracky and it's very fetch questy. Neither of which are things I enjoy very much. So I decided I'm not gonna play Xenosaga 2 instead, because it is still the second game in the series and I imagine there is some important plot shit. I decided I'm just gonna watch all the cutscenes. We're gonna watch it like a movie. It was 4.5 hours. I had already seen like 45 minutes from what I had played. That was, I think I made that decision on Monday. On Tuesday, I watched another 45 minutes or so, so it was an hour and a half in, and then yesterday I watched the next 3 hours. I don't think I'm gonna do a video on it, like this is the story that happened, like I don't really have much to say. It's like there's definitely shit that happened, some of it, like especially the relationship between Junior and Sakura, and then Junior and Albedo, is really good, interesting shit. Like from just watching the cutscenes, I'm like, Shion wasn't the main character of this game, was she? This was Junior's game. And I like Junior, and I think a lot of that shit was really interesting. But I also wasn't like, man, I missed out by not playing it. I was like, I don't know. I feel like I made a good choice here. So I'm probably going to start Xenosaga 3 next week. And that one I actually want to play. Now we'll see. I might play it for a bit and be like, oh, it's dog shit. I don't know. But from what I understand, it is easily the best of the three, and I'm very looking forward to finally playing it. So there's that update. I think there was something else. Oh yeah, and Monster. Where am I? I'm like on volume 8. I'm on chapter 64, 65, something like that. So I'm past the 1/3 mark of the story. Not quite at halfway. I think halfway is chapter 81. So and like if I'm on volume, so at the end of volume 9, I will be halfway through in terms of volume count. I think I'm on volume 8 right now. So like I'm getting there. I'm on my way. I like it a lot. I'm very glad that I finally picked it up and I'm reading it and that I'm enjoying it. Okay, so that's really just the, like, updates on shit. So I guess some other little nuggets. I'm sorry, my brain just got scrambled for a second. So other interesting nuggets. Number 1, my niece had a baby, which is something I knew she was pregnant. I just completely forgot she was pregnant. So I got a text, I think it was on Tuesday, that, hey, yeah, like the baby's about to be due. I'm like, what? Oh, wait, no, that tracks. That makes sense. Oh, that's weird. Like, it's just a weird thing to think about. It's like when you've known someone, like, since they were born and you've seen them grow up. You're like, yeah, that person is now a mother. That person is now a father. Huh. Wow, I'm old. Like, holy shit. But, I mean, I just think that's, like, that's a nice, cool little family thing to bring up, you know? So I have a story, and I want to say this. My question to you, hypothetical audience member, is when you go to a restaurant, what is the acceptable level of interruption or interaction from the waiter? Like, I feel like the waiter, you know, they go up to you, say hello, take your drinks, cool. Then they show up later, take your drinks, take your order, maybe you need a couple minutes, and they come back, for sure get the order, cool, come back later with the food, maybe in between, get some refill, like, shit like that all makes sense. But Clay and I, a couple days ago, I think it was on Monday, we went to, like, a local buffet. And one of the waitresses there had said, like, hey, like, I'll go, because we were waiting a little bit for someone to take us. Like, they were a little bit busy, so, like, there was no issue there. And one of the other waitresses was like, hey, I'll take them, I'll bug them today, it's no problem. So that's kind of just the personality she has. Like, she'll kind of say stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, it is whatever, but she's not like a horrible person or anything. Like, that's fine. She's just joking around. So she takes us, gets our drink orders. We go get our food. We come down. Come down, as we were saying. Like, we get back to our seats and we start talking. Then, while we're in the middle of a conversation, like, I remember, like, Clay had asked me something, and I was in the middle of answering it, and then she shows up again, and she's like, hey, guys, so I really wanted to show you these pictures I have on my phone. And I was just thinking to myself, why? Like, I mean, I don't want to be... No, I didn't say any of this, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, Oh, hi, Bahamut. It's like, I just want to, like, eat and be left alone and engage in conversation with the person that I came here with. Why is this happening? Honestly, that was really kind of my reaction. I'm like, what is happening? Why is this happening? Like, do I know this person? Because, again, like, if this is, like, one of my really good friends who works as a waiter here, or as a waitress here, is there a gender-neutral term for that? I don't know. I think I've heard, like, waitron before, but, I mean, that makes it sound like your service person is a fucking robot, not a human being. Is there a gender-neutral term? I don't know. Anyway, I guess as your server... Anyways. So, she, like, if this is someone that, like, I know super well... a very good friend of mine, or like a close acquaintance who's like, hey, I just kind of want to bug you for a bit. Depending on my mood, I might be like, that's completely fine. Or like, hey, dude, let me eat, and then we can like talk later or something. But this is someone I only know from going to that place. And I go well at like often enough that I'm a regular, but I don't really like have that kind of interaction with her where we really know each other. So like, this is kind of weird. And then she's showing us, like, pictures from her gallery because she's gotten into photography. And granted, some of them are actually, like, these really good pictures. And she showed us, like, her Halloween makeup. She had this really cool Pennywise costume. And again, like I said, like, it was cool shit. But I'm also like, I just kind of wanted to eat and talk. Why are you interrupting me? But then she left her phone with us for us to look through the pictures. And then I go back to talking to Clay. I'm like, okay, well, let me go back to answering what you said. And then she comes back again and interrupts me again to make sure we, like, looked through her phone and shit. And I just, again, I didn't say anything, but I'm just kind of thinking to myself, like, really? Twice? Okay. And it was like, this is weird. This is a weird interaction. It wasn't like super unpleasant, but it just felt awkward. So yeah, I don't know. It was a really weird thing that happened, so I wanted to share it. I'm like, yeah, so I have, like, what do you consider the appropriate level of interaction? And just like being polite, saying hello, no issue with that. Coming up for business, like, even like we're in the middle of a conversation and you're showing up to interrupt me to bring me my food, that makes perfect fucking sense. I have no problem with that. If it's like, hey, you know, is everything okay? Are there any issues with the meal? That's fine. Like, if it's for pure business reasons, I have no problem with that, so long as it's not like, for example, there was this one time, this was several years ago. I was eating lunch with my dad and my aunt. And the server, it was like every 2 minutes was just coming up, be like, are you guys all right? Do you need anything? Are you guys all right? Do you need anything? To the point where there is that balance between, like, this is someone giving me really good service into this is someone being annoying. And I remember my aunt was saying something. He interrupted her to be like, hey, are you guys okay? And then my dad was like, you are so annoying. Like, I get it. You're trying to be nice. but you've come up here like every 2 minutes since we've been eating, and you just interrupted her while she was in the middle of something. We're fine. And it's like, I do feel like there is a point where the service can become annoying, but for the most part, if it's just for pure business shit, it's fine. Personally, I found what happened the other day to be quite annoying. But am I the asshole? And again, like, I didn't say anything. Like, I didn't really become an asshole during the interaction, but I'm just kind of wondering, like, am I the asshole? I don't know. But, that's it for this one. I watched Survivor last night, and again, there's no Chucky, so pretty much as soon as I end this, I'm going to start recording the Survivor video. So I guess I'll see you then if you like Survivor, and if you don't, watch Survivor. I think it's great.